Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Just Ask Jameson. I'm your host, Jameson, and we're going to be going into the round 2 of questions that you guys in the Academy ask and get exclusive answers to from me each week. So, first question. What typical natural supplements should be added with Aphro-D according to age groups? I'm almost 60, taking vitamin E, D3, DIM, saw palmetto, fish oil, greens, BCAAs, whey, curcumin. First thing with supplements, take what you feel like puts an impact on you. If you feel different, if you feel a positive change from something, then continue spending your money on it. It's okay. There's certain supplements that people disagree with. There's a lot of different sides on each of those supplements. There's some people that say that you shouldn't take vitamin D. Some people say you shouldn't take fish oil. Some people say that whey is useless. That there's a couple of different researches, but when it comes to what you take, I'd say actually listen to what your body's saying, get your blood tested, and see if it makes a difference, and see if it's actually benefiting you, and see if it actually feels good, because supplements cost a lot of money, and if you can take that money and spend them somewhere else on your health, then that's a great way to allocate that change, because supplements can only supplement a good diet and a good lifestyle and good exercise. So make sure you're aware of that factor when you're being supplement conscious. Supplements are kind of on the bottom of the list when it comes to your health, exercise, mental health, and then being able to supplement all those things. Now, from that list, I think vitamin E is underrated. Vitamin E is a very powerful supplement, and it has a lot of help with polyunsaturated fatty acid protection, and it actually is something that people don't get enough of. So I would say vitamin E is a great one. Make sure that it's in a MCT oil and not in a soybean oil, but there's differences on each person. So I would also say that my favorite supplement that I'm taking right now outside of Aphro-D would be Shilajit. And Shilajit comes from old mountains. It comes from basically old mineral remnants and old dinosaur fossils and old plants. It's just very highly bioavailable, highly absorbable, high mineral content, fulvic and humic minerals that you can't really get with current farming practices, because a lot of current farming practices have been regenerating the same land, and you're losing a lot of mineral value. And the same with the hard water you're getting in your showers. So make sure you get your minerals in. And I love getting my food and my supplements from whole food sources. If I can get it from an herb or something that isn't changed in a way, something that isn't processed, but something that's the full plant or the full body resin or whatever you're getting it from. In this case, Shilajit is a resin that you're getting from the earth. It has about 93 different minerals in it. It's super powerful. There's a bunch of sources on it, but taking a Shilajit that is something that you can take consistently, and taking one that is high in a Shilajit and that has I take about 600 milligrams a day, but you can take anywhere from 200 to 3,000 milligrams. So just figuring out how to start and what you want to take is great with Shilajit. That's one I really highly recommend. And it's super natural. It's something that's from the earth, and it's not something that's been processed or has been turned into this super scientific goo that I like to call things that I don't really agree with very much, because you're not getting things from a real food source. So that being said, Shilajit, awesome, awesome supplement. And I take it every day. I take it with Aphro-D. It actually helps absorb supplements. This is a question from Dr. Farhan. It says, how can I grow the balls to say fuck it to a comfortable life and just move to Hawaii and live on an epic ranch with friends? How can I get the foresight to actually predict lockdowns and move my ass to Hawaii heaven while the other Americans get fucked? I love Farmhouse questions because he's always has a way with his words, he's very poetic. So in the case of being able to say fuck it and grow the balls, everyone has a different story, right? But you should never limit yourself. Once you get into the limiting mindset of that you're not enough, or that the situation is never going to work for you, you're only reinforcing that decision. So when you're actually creating your mindset, you don't have to plan it as much as you think. I didn't really plan when I decided to move. It was more of something that I had the right feeling about, and the opportunity presented itself in a way that was super uncertain to me, but in a way that I knew that taking that risk was going to be a benefit in the long run. because I always know that uncomfortable positions and character building positions make me uncomfortable, which makes me grow, just like public speaking or doing something you don't want to do, but you know you should. So when I have that opportunity presented to me, I love it. I'm starting to love that opportunity. I think it's important to realize that when something scares you and something makes you feel like you're not enough or that you're not good enough or that you can't do that, that's a great opportunity to try something and maybe go towards that direction, because when you get to do that, then you start to realize that maybe you can start to take more risks in your life, or maybe you can have an opening of interest and an opening of opportunities. So everyone's different. Obviously, there's people who have kids, there's people who have houses, people who have mortgages, debts. I totally understand. It's all about taking those situations and trying to make the best out of them and realizing that you're not stuck to where you are, but that you can control those things. You can start selling stuff, you can start preparing yourself. And it takes time, but if you want to know about what's happening and when the next lockdown is going to be, you should definitely have someone, or be that yourself, who's super up to date with the fringe media and the fringe science, which is not very mainstream, but being able to see when things start to get a little bit weird and looking at weather patterns, food patterns, just being aware of those things if you're interested in. If you're not, having someone who is, to just keep you in the loop. That's how I ended up moving in just the right amount of time before crazy things started happening in the world. But it's something that is very important to have those people around you who are just able to be interested in things, and you're able to work together and bounce ideas off each other and look at perspectives that you normally be scared of, disagree with, or you just wouldn't want to hear about. So the next question, that would be, how long does it take for Aphro-D to change my sex game? Well, each person has a different result here. Mine is more on more of a consistent change. In the first week, I noticed my dreams drastically getting better, which improved my sleep quality. So once my sleep quality improved, my libido shot up. But the first year or so after taking Aphro-D, I wasn't sexually active. So in that time, I was very aroused internally, so I had to learn how to transmute that energy. However, when I did become sexually active, after about a year of taking Aphro-D, obviously it started working right away when I was with my partner, and I noticed the quality of the erection went way up, and then I was able to process and have a good ejaculation time. Usually I had an issue where I wouldn't be able to ejaculate. And then when I took Aphro-D consistently and learned from the academy and was able to undo my porn-induced erectile dysfunction that maybe lasts way too long in bed, I ended up changing that because of the academy and because of the herbs and because of the grounding, calming, cooling effect, where I was able to be aroused but not be to the point where I was causing damage to myself. So when it really changed my sex game, I noticed it right away, but I wasn't able to really use it except for with my own personal pleasure with myself. So after I had sex for the first time, which was after a year, that's when I noticed it. But I definitely would have seen it earlier. For me, it took me a year, not because of Aphro-D, but because it took me a year to actually get a partner that